Imagine a war so short that by the time you finish your morning tea, already over a war that began and ended in less than an hour. This is the story of the Anglo-Zanzibar War, the shortest war in human history. A conflict that lasted only 38 changed an entire nation. The story begins on August 25, 1896, on the island of Zanzibar, just off the coast of East Africa. For years, Zanzibar had been under strong influence of the British Empire. The island was a key trading hub for spices, slaves, and other valuable goods, making it extremely important for British economic interests in the region. When Sultan Hamad bin Thawani, a pro-British ruler, suddenly died, everything changed. His cousin, Khalid bin Bargash, immediately took control of the palace and declared himself the new sultan. The problem? He did it without British approval, and Britain was not willing to accept a ruler they could not control. In response, British officials delivered an ultimatum. Khalid must step down and leave the palace by 9 a.m. on August 27th, but Khalid refused. He gathered nearly 3,000 guards and loyal fighters inside the palace. He fortified his defenses, positioning artillery on the rooftops and barricading the gates. He raised the royal flag and prepared for war, believing that his forces could resist the British temporarily. Meanwhile, the British Navy, understanding the strategic importance of Zanzibar, positioned warships in the harbor, ready to strike the moment the deadline expired. They had precise plans, maps, and superior firepower, confident that the palace could be taken swiftly. At exactly 9:02 a.m., with the deadline passed and no surrender from Khalid, the British opened fire. The bombardment was immediate and devastating. Artillery shells tore through the palace walls. Within minutes, fires erupted, smoke filled the air, and panic spread among the defenders. The Sultan's guards attempted to return fire with outdated rifles and small cannons, but they stood no chance against modern British naval power. British ships, including HMS St. George and HMS Philomel, continued their bombardment with precision, targeting key defensive points and swiftly eliminating resistance. By 9:40 a.m., just 38 minutes after the first shot, the palace was destroyed. Khalid's forces were overwhelmed. Nearly 500 of his men were killed or wounded. On the British side, only one sailor was injured. Realizing he had lost, Khalid fled the palace and escaped through a back exit. The British immediately placed a new sultan on the throne, one who supported their interests. The rapid conclusion shocked the world, a reminder of the overwhelming power European empires could exert at the time. The Anglo-Zanzibar War stands as a powerful example of how global empires use military dominance to shape political outcomes. Although the war lasted only 38 minutes, its impact continued for decades. Zanzibar remained under British control until the mid-20th century, and the world remembers it as a strange chapter in history, a war so quick it barely had time to begin. This was the war that lasted less than a class lecture, less than a TV episode, and less than a meal. Yet its story lives on over a century later. History is full of long battles, but sometimes the shortest ones are the most unforgettable.